Hi, my name is Jessica Eversgerd, and I did my presentation over sexually transmitted infections. I completed my practicum experience at the St. Clair County Health Department with my preceptor Marcia, who is part of the infectious disease and sexually transmitted infectious department. She thought that it would be good to do my presentation over sexually transmitted infections as it is an increasing problem in St. Clair County as well as in the United States. So I did my presentation over the 3 reportable sexually transmitted infections: chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. I created a PowerPoint presentation for the staff at the St. Clair County Health Department. I presented to staff from the HIV section, the WIC department, and then there was also staff there from the infectious disease and STD department. I chose to do that topic because of Marcia. Our thinking was that maybe a presentation to the staff could then be used later on to present to the providers. When I was reviewing the information, I had learned that the sexually transmitted infections affect 15 to 24-year-olds most frequently, and that if we could get to them somehow, some way, maybe we could prevent and see a decrease in the STI rates. For my presentation, I explained to the staff what the STIs were, what chlamydia, syphilis, and gonorrhea exactly were, and then I also went through the prevalence of them, not only in the United States, in Illinois, excluding Chicago, and in St. Clair County. And in St. Clair County alone, there are 3 different reporting agencies. So I put in the information from the St. Clair County Health Department to show them that what the infection and the rates are like in the different areas. So my objective for the presentation was to increase the awareness of staff of the problem that STIs are in the community, and also giving them the information that they may not necessarily know. Even if they are working with this every day, they may not see and look at all of the data and all of the information. And then in my PowerPoint presentation, I also had infographics that I found from the IDPH website that broke down a little bit and also was printed off so that they could give it to other people if they needed to. And then the goal of my presentation was to basically help the staff to help the patients so that maybe at some point there can be a decrease in the prevalence of STIs, as there is an increasing resistance of gonorrhea to antibiotics. So with the STI rates being at unprecedented highs right now, there may become a point in time where there will not be antibiotics to treat these STIs, as gonorrhea is becoming resistant to the dual antibiotic therapy at this point in time. So my goal was to communicate with the staff so maybe they can communicate with the patients that they see if they are seeing them with these STIs, explaining to them and just helping to find ways to prevent, and at least for the patients to get treatment and that they know the treatment options. From the presentation, Marcia thought that maybe at some point they could have a webinar with the private providers to help with decreasing these rates. I thought that my presentation went well. The staff seemed very receptive, and they seemed like they learned at least a little bit of something. Even if they are working with that every day, they still saw something a little bit different. And in the process, I learned a lot. I did not know much about STIs when I went into my practicum experience. I really did not even know that those were the 3 reportable STIs, and that's what the rates that they are looking at, and when somebody comes in, what STIs that they do report to the CDC. I also learned about the treatment options from the CDC, and I did not know that there was a resistance of gonorrhea to antibiotics. It is scary to think that one day there may not be antibiotics to treat these infections, and people may not realize that. As Marsha was telling me, in the past there may have been a stigma about STIs. Now people go into it thinking, okay, there's a treatment, maybe I don't have to worry so much, but that's not necessarily the case. I overall learned a lot from the health department. I did not know that they did everything that they do, and they truly work to help the community out. If I did my presentation again, I would try harder to get to the private providers and the community partners, as they are the ones that see the patients a lot. And getting them the information would be really helpful. So I do hope that Marsha can possibly do a webinar somewhere where they can get to the community partners. And overall, I think this class helped me to expand my knowledge about STIs and about community health in general. Thank you.